Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. And in this video, we're looking back a series of videos looking back at what happened in 2023. And in this video, looking back at the what we're calling sort of the best gaming blockchain or the most successful blockchain for gaming in 2023. And as you can see here, I think it's pretty clear that RONIN, the blockchain from Sky Mavis, which they originally built for Axie Infinity, has been the sort of standout success of 2023, which isn't to say there haven't been a lot of other blockchains. Clearly, there are a lot of blockchains now looking at gaming, Immutable being one, Beam from Merit Circle being another, and a whole bunch of sort of layer 2s and now layer 3s, and pretty much everyone's sort of doing their own infrastructure. This is now quite a common thing. But Sky Mavis are interesting. They took this decision a number of years ago. And they've been working, on building out their own blockchain, and they've had lots of problems. Obviously, got a massive hack back in 2022, but have continued to keep building. And for most of 2023, not a lot happened really. So they were building out Axie Infinity, the new Axie Infinity Origins game, adding lots of features to that game, but not really seeing a lot of growth. So we can see here this is data from Nansen. Nansen is a blockchain data platform, and here we're just looking at the RONIN dashboard. I've not written this. This is I think something they've written themselves. It's free, so you can just look at it. So we can see here, this is just looking at active addresses. So active addresses isn't everything, but it's a pretty big thing, I think. So we can look back to the summer of 2023, and RONIN was doing about sort of 10,000, maybe peaking at 30,000 peaking here. 30,000 active addresses, wallets, this is a day. So this is people playing Axie Infinity, and then people doing other things on the RONIN blockchain. So you can stake tokens in there and get staking rewards. You can do liquidity pools. You can swap tokens. And that was sort of what was going on. Obviously, marketplace for Axie Infinity, people buying and selling NFTs, but pretty small activity, as we can see here. And then suddenly, we could see in early November, get a big spike here, up to 80,000. So it's tripled. Goes back down, but then suddenly is up much higher again. And now, even towards the end of the year, we are seeing it going higher and higher. So we're ending the year at 222,000, almost 223,000 active wallets, compared to, I mean, this is only 6 months ago, about 10,000. So 12,000 there. So we're seeing, sort of like a 20, almost like 20 times, something like that. Is that right? I try and do the maths now. Yeah, almost 20 times increase, 20-fold increase happening on RONIN. And this is an all-time high. I mean, we go back. I think we go all. See what we get. Okay. Well, this is when Axie happened. So this has had over 1 million daily actives there. When that one peak in late 2022, when Axie was all the rage. But we can see here, sort of collapsing fairly quickly into 2022, and now we're seeing this other peak starting now. So. I think that to some degree shows success. The reason this has happened is again, like Axie drove this peak. So how has this peak happened? Obviously, it's a game, and it's a game called Pixels. So we move to that radar. Pixels is a sort of a browser-based sort of social RPG. Sort of has some farming elements, has quite a lot of guild stuff in there. Sort of a cute-looking pixelated game. Was actually a game been around for a couple of years, running on Polygon to begin with. And it decided to move to RONIN. So RONIN in 2023 has announced the first sort of what we call third-party games. So the first games not developed by Sky Mavis were announced coming to RONIN at the start of the year in March, I think. And those games have been coming slowly. None of them are actually really live, as far as I can tell, of those initial sort of half a dozen games. But Pixels was sort of the first real sort of game to go. And we can see here, again, start of November, we have this peak. So obviously this is mirroring sort of what we saw in that other graph. So it launches and gets up to sort of 50,000 daily active unique wallets. There's this little drop off again, not quite sure why that happens. But then we see this sort of continuing growth. And now here, Pixels as a game, that radar is saying is up to about 134,000 daily active unique wallets. So RONIN as a blockchain is doing much more than that. almost double that. But so roughly half of what we think about half of the traffic is coming from the Pixels game, obviously very successful, and then that's sort of driving people to be other wallets to be going on there, and maybe people starting to play Axie again. There's some other games that have been released on there as well. So we're just starting to see the snowball effect of having one successful game on Ronin, and that's just driving a lot of people. Obviously, there'll be a lot of bots on there as well, I imagine. Pixels have already spoken about the issues they're having with bots and how they're thinking about bots. Bots are just obviously robotic, automated accounts that are doing things, not people. You get that a lot in blockchain, but it still goes to show that I think the underlying thesis that Sky Mavis decided we're going to make a new blockchain for our game. Clearly that worked for Axie Infinity back in the day, but now rolling that out as a sort of a platform for other game developers to come in with their games. And the idea is there was already from Axie Infinity already a few million Ronin wallets out there. So Ronin wallet is much like a MetaMask wallet, or you can get a mobile version. So people already have these wallets. People already have value in the Ronin ecosystem from playing Axie Infinity. So there's a sort of you already have a sort of pre-selected group of people who like gaming. And now in 2023, we've started to see the first signs that games can come from other blockchains. So we've seen quite a few games come from Polygon, particularly Pixels, come onto Ronin, do much better on Ronin than they did on Polygon. And now we're going to see a whole bunch more announced in 2024 where Ronin is going to be a very serious place where people are launching games. And I think at the start of the year, probably start of 2023, people would have said, well, there's these other sort of blockchains that have a lot of games signed up to them, Polygon and Immutable in particular, and Ronin has one game, its own game. But now we can see there's going to be dozens probably of blockchains that are reaching out to third-party developers to come on board, different L2s, different L1s. There's quite a lot going on now in gaming, but I think we can see in 2023 Ronin has sort of shown the way that this is a successful business strategy. And I guess token price isn't everything, but let's have a quick look at token price. So this is looking back. So the Ronin token went live in January 2022. So that was still sort of in the bull market from the last cycle when Axie was doing well. So it actually peaked here about $3.50. Came right down into 2022. So this is obviously when Luna collapsed in May. Had a little rise at the start of 2023. So we got a low point of $19 in November 2022. So it's around about here. It's saying got up to over $1 again. Came back down, and then you see this quite strong. So into October, November. So this is when Pixel launched. We're going from about 40 cents up to just under $2 at the moment, or the Ronin price is just under $2. So it's gone up fourfold in that short period of time. So again, token price isn't everything, but it does show kind of what the market is thinking, I think, about the business model and the success of Ronin and the success of Pixels so far. So that is our blockchain of the year in terms of gaming for 2023 is Ronin.